Doja Cat just said this about the Chapell Roan situation.
These artists aren't ignoring people because they're full of themselves. There's a connection to the way that people are treating Chapell Roan for showing her discomfort, her disdain, and to be like, fuck the paparazzi is the best way to be. Cause fuck them. However, I gotta tell you, for people who don't know, there are people who are not fans that show up and they want you to sign stuff. And they go and they sell it wherever. And the thing is, these people might need the money. And it's similar to when people would sample my music.
This is what it's like. So I'm just trying to go to dinner, and I've asked these people several times to get away from me.
Please step to the side. Step to the side.
This person I've asked several times to go away, and they will not. They're hiding their face because they're ashamed. Because I've asked them. These are all the people that are...
Can you sign in?
Completely disregarding it.
I predict that Chapell Roan is going to regain that anonymity she so desperately seeks. She's now facing international backlash after Brazilian soccer star Jorginho shared an incident involving his 11-year-old daughter. According to him, his daughter simply recognized Chapell during breakfast at their hotel. She smiled at Chapell and walked away, but was then allegedly approached by Chapell security, who berated the child and her mother for bothering.
You know you messed up really bad when Doja Cat, of all people, dares to call you a diva. Mind you, this is the same Doja Cat who called her fans idiots for simply liking her music, then turned around to bash them when they stopped listening to it. But even all that doesn't compare to the craziness Chapell Roan has been on. At least Doja wasn't out here telling her security to scream at 11-year-old girls. Chapell, on the other hand, did just that. And she ain't even sorry about it. What's even more interesting about Doja stepping in to drag Chapell is that initially, she was on Chapell's side. But after getting all the details on what actually happened, Doja did a 180 and went off on Chapell. So you've probably heard about Chapell and her security attacking the 11-year-old girl who has since been identified as Ada Law, the daughter of Jude Law, just because she wanted to say hi. And this is coming after she recently embarrassed herself by disrespecting the paparazzi and the fans who were awaiting for her.
Disregarded as a human. This is what it's like. So I'm just trying to go to dinner, and I've asked these people several times to get away from me.
Please step to the side. Step to the side.
This person I've asked several times to go away, and they will not. They're hiding their face because they're ashamed. Because I've asked them. These are all the people that are
Can you sign in?
completely disregarding all of my boundaries. So this is, then go away.
Happy to see you.
So I want all of you,
Love you
kindly
too.
to please leave me alone and
Yeah,
stop
sure.
following me.
Can you
Not
give us
harassing.
something nice?
Can
Then
you
we
just
go
sign
home?
in, Chapell?
What are you wearing?
Now sign.
Okay, Chapell, no problem. You have your choice, yeah.
If you're wondering how it is.
And what you wearing?
Chapell, you're a fashion icon.
Girl, why be a celebrity when you can't handle the attention? Anyways, according to Ada's stepfather, Jorginho, who is a very popular footballer, he, Ada, and Ada's mom, Catherine Harding, were staying at the same hotel that Chapell was at. And a day before the incident, Ada, who is a huge Chapell fan, thought she saw Chapell, but she wasn't very sure. So the next day, they were having breakfast when Ada saw Chapell across the room also having breakfast. But she was still unsure if it was really her, so she decided to just walk right past Chapell just to confirm, and then come right back to her seat. She wasn't trying to bother her or anything, and actually maintained a good distance. As soon as she got back to her table, Jorginho claims Chapell pointed at Ada from across the room, and her bodyguard walked up to their table to go off on Ada. It got so bad that Ada literally busted out crying, but the guard just kept going off. Mind you, Chapell was in the room seeing all this happen in real time, and did absolutely nothing to stop her bodyguard. I went through a very upsetting situation with my family earlier today. This morning, my daughter woke up incredibly excited. She even made a sign because she was so happy to see an artist she really admires, or used to admire, Chapell Roan. By coincidence, they're staying at the same hotel as this artist. During breakfast, the artist walked past their table. My daughter, like any child, recognized her, got excited, and just wanted to make sure it was really her. And the worst part is, she didn't even approach her. She simply walked past the singer's table, looked to confirm it was her, smiled, and went back to sit with her mom. She didn't say anything, didn't ask for anything. What happened next was completely disproportionate. A large security guard came over to their table while they were still having breakfast and began speaking in an extremely aggressive manner to both my wife and my daughter, saying that she shouldn't allow my daughter to disrespect or harass other people. He even said he would file a complaint against them with the hotel, while my 11-year-old daughter was sitting there in tears. My daughter was extremely shaken and cried a lot. Chapell, without your fans, you would be nothing. It wasn't until Jorginho put out a statement blasting Chapell that she finally decided to speak about it. But even then, she wasn't sorry, and even gave her security a shout-out on stage for coming at Ada. You cannot make this up. Catherine also posted her own video going off on Chapell, and the things she said made the situation 10 times worse.
I'm just gonna tell my half of the story of what happened today with a mother and child who were involved with a security guard who is not my personal security. I didn't even see a woman and a child. Like, no one came up to me. No one bothered me. Like, I was just sitting at breakfast in my hotel. I think these people were staying at the hotel as well. So the fact that, like, a security guard I did not ask the security guard to go up and talk to this mother and child. They did not come up to me. They weren't doing anything. It's unfair for security to just assume someone doesn't have good intentions when they have no reason to believe because there's no action even taken. Like, I do not hate people who are fans of my music. I do not hate children. Like, that is crazy. I'm sorry to the mother and child that someone was assuming something, that you would do something, and that if you felt uncomfortable, that makes me really sad. You did not deserve that.
We're also free to go into, the door was open. And so I went back to the table to sit and eat, and my daughter walked through the door. She didn't have her phone. She didn't try to take a picture. She didn't approach her. She literally didn't do anything. She just looked at her and smiled. And she came back and she actually said to me, "Mum, I don't know if it's her." Because obviously she looks like, you know, with her costumes and everything, she looks a little bit different. So my daughter said, "Oh my gosh, I'm not sure if it was her. I think it was her, Mum. It really, really looks like her, but I don't know. Maybe it's her sister." She said, "Maybe it's her sister." And I said, "Oh, I don't know, darling." And that was it. We continued our breakfast. And from that, then came the security guard, who, as my husband said, had a very aggressive tone.
Now, to be fair, Chapell has made it clear several times that she isn't a fan of people coming up to her in public to request photos and autographs. But this incident was far from that. First off, Ada is just 11 years old, so she more than likely hasn't really seen a lot of the videos where Chapell made her boundaries clear. Second, Ada never actually even approached Chapell or bothered her in any way, so the fact that she still made her security jump her right in front of her mother and her stepfather is crazy. The gag is that Chapell didn't know Ada was the daughter of such a famous man, because I promise you, she wouldn't have had the audacity to treat her like that. But here's where things got even worse. Doja Cat decided to drag herself into this by defending Chapell, and as expected, she got a lot of heat for it. She started the video off by discussing her own personal struggles with people-pleasing, and even revealed that she was recently diagnosed with BPD. Right after this, she jumped right into the whole Chapell drama and defended Chapell, claiming that she was on her side because Chapell is doing something that she always wanted to do, but had the guts to do so early on in her career.
I've learned from a very young age to pretend that I like stuff, to pretend that I'm happy, to pretend that I don't like stuff that I do, to appear like everything is okay. It caught up with me, and I'm now struggling with BPD. I don't know how long I've been, probably forever. It's an agonizing condition, curable, and I've been in therapy for years now, and I am so relieved and so proud of myself. I've made it so far, and I still make mistakes, but it is like an 8-year process of treatment and healing in order to cure it. I am witnessing a lot of people be upset with, and disclaimer, I'm not diagnosing Chapell Roan with BPD. I'm saying that there's a connection to the way that people are treating Chapell Roan for showing her discomfort or showing her unamusedness, her disdain, And I fucking love that she does it. I love that she can be uncomfortable comfortably in front of people and protect herself and be honest. I had to learn how to be honest. I had to learn how to be honest with myself. I lied to myself for years. And to see her sit there and...
On one hand, people were happy that Doja got officially diagnosed and that she was actively getting treatment for her BPD, but they also weren't here for her defending Chapell at all. But here's the thing though, if you noticed, she never said she was in support of Chapell making Ada cry. According to sources close to Doja, at the time she made the video, she was only defending Chapell because she saw videos of Chapell giving the paparazzi hell at Paris Fashion Week. That was before the whole situation with Ada. In fact, her opinion on Chapell making her security attack Ada is completely different from what people might expect. She was reportedly disgusted and felt like Chapell took things too far, especially since Ada never actually violated her privacy. And as I said, this was very shocking coming from Doja because she had treated her fans very similarly to how Chapell treats her fans. But one thing I can defend Doja on is that she never did it to kids, especially innocent ones who didn't even do her any wrong. Back in 2022, Doja had a situation when people surrounded her hotel while she was in Paraguay. When she came out, she completely ignored them because she felt like her privacy was being invaded by these people that she didn't even know. A lot of people went off on her, calling her arrogant, but she wasn't having it. She fired back on Twitter and said, "This stuff ain't for me, so I'm out. Y'all take care. I don't give a F anymore. I quit. I can't wait to disappear. And I don't need you to believe in me anymore." Right after this, Doja went at them again, and this is when she started going off and called her older albums cash grabs. She even called the ones who called themselves kittens stupid, because apparently, if they had a life outside of stan culture, they wouldn't be calling themselves that. Planet Her and Hot Pink were cash grabs and y'all fell for it. Now I can disappear somewhere and touch grass with my loved ones on an island while y'all weep for mediocre pop.
Doja Cat is going after her fans for calling themselves kittens. She basically says her real fans don't name themselves, which a fan replied to, "I want to hear you say that you love us." And Doja said she doesn't love her fans because she doesn't know them. Daily Taylor T tweeted, "And we don't know you, but we have supported you through thick and thin." And Doja replied, "Nobody forced you. I don't know why you're talking to me like you're my mother." But Doja's a hypocrite because back in 2020, she asked her fans what they wanted to be called, and they said kittens.
And just recently, she got into it with a fan, accusing him of kissing her without permission. So basically, she met this guy while she was out and they started talking. Turns out he was a fan, so he was obviously very excited to see her. She complimented his shirt, which turned out to be from his own brand, so he took it off out of excitement and handed it over to her. Doja even told him that he smelled good, y'all. Now tell me why right after she got home, she went on Twitter and made a tweet calling the guy musty, and even revealing that she threw the shirt away. This was so random, especially since she was giving an entirely different energy when she was with him. She also accused him of touching her without consent. This turned into another back and forth between her fans, with some people saying she was in the right and others saying she's doing too much.
Dang, Doja Cat, did he smell that bad?
I'm about to give my shirt to Doja Cat because she's the iconic girl. Period! No, bitch, you deserve it. Literally, and if you ever want anything more, I got you, always. This is the period. Happy Pride Month. Pablo. Nice to meet you. Wait, what's your real name? Or is it Doja? Ami. Ami? Ami, so nice to meet you, girl. You're beautiful. I hope you had the best night.
Now, after this encounter happened, Doja Cat proceeded to go online and say she threw that musty behind t-shirt away, which was a very interesting choice of words because at the end of this video, she said he smelled great. Apparently, the real issue was the dude being way too touchy-feely with her. Doja acted really nice in person, but on the inside, she was very uncomfortable. She tweeted, "Bottom line is, I'll smile at you, but it doesn't mean I F with you and don't touch me and manhandle me when you don't even effing know me." I hear that. Most would be mortified by their favorite celebrity calling them musty, but this dude right here is capitalizing off of the attention because not him dropping merch of the musty ass shirt in question. I guess that's one way to make lemons into lemonade.
So as you can see, Doja and Chapell are both of the same kind. But unlike Chapell, Doja has never gone off on kids. That's exactly why she went off on Chapell. If this was really just about setting boundaries, both wouldn't have had any issues at all with Chapell. Anyway, in the meantime, People had their own thoughts, like this person who said, I defended her when it was parasocial fans and paparazzi, but that's a little girl who didn't even bother her. Another person said, imagine if the girl wasn't the daughter of someone famous. Chapell would have made her cry and no one would know, and that's just heartbreaking. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Doja Cat blasting Chapell? And do you think Doja, of all people, is in the place to be going off on Chapell about this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.